Not often I get to play a song which segues beautifully into an introduction to my next guest in the studio today in Breakfast on the Beach on 8HA. Well, I think that movie there speaks volumes for anyone who is a Gen Xer growing up and did see that movie, and it is now going to be a movie which comes to life at a theatre near you. To tell us a little bit more, I have Erin in the studio with me, and a top of the day and a good morning to you, Erin. Welcome to Breaking on the Beach. Good to have you.
Good morning. How are you?
Yeah, I'm very good. Thank you for coming in to tell us a little bit more about your involvement with 9 to 5, the musical.
Yes.
Wow. Okay. So I don't want you to go into the whole background of 9 to 5, the movie, but you know a lot more about it. So let's just let's give those who aren't familiar with the movie a brief synopsis and an overview as we unpack what we're about to talk about. Let's start off with 9 to 5, the movie as you know it.
Yes, as I know it. So I would have seen it at a very young age as well, and it's just very influential to me because it really... Well, I love farcical comedy, and I love that kind of comedic mishap, and it's a bit silly and funny, but it's looking really at that relationship of women in the workplace and what they would have been dealing with in the 80s.
It was the beginning of their empowerment, wasn't it? And they were starting to step into the area of what was ostensibly a male-dominated
workplace equality. Yes, and this is, again, unfortunately, we're still talking about this all these years later. So it is something that I think still resonates with a lot of people. And but yes, in a more comedic way, it sort of plays out on stage. So yeah, we're excited to bring that to Totem.
Have you been employed to be the director of this, and has this been done as a musical before?
So not with us, no. So it was sort of adapted. The film itself was adapted into a musical. Dolly Parton actually did the rest of the lyrics and music for the show, and it was on Broadway for a time as well. So we haven't done it at Totem Theatre. We're going to be bringing it to Totem for the first time, and I'll be directing the show. So yeah, looking forward to being able to share that story with people in town.
9 to 5, the musical here. I've got Erin from the Totem Theatre, and where are you in the grand scheme of things in as far as the evolution of this? Are we at the beginning of the start of the musical, or when I say that, I was in are you making it now, or is it been made and ready to go?
No, we are in the very early stages. Okay. So we are here looking to do auditions, which will be coming up. So on the 11th and 12th of July, we are running auditions at Totem Theatre. So if anyone is interested in doing that, the best thing to do is jump on our socials. You'll be able to find a link there that will take you to a booking page. So if you've wanted to ever come and give it a try, we've got an incredible fan base in Alice Springs. We have people who support our shows every year, which I just love and I'm so grateful for. And we often get people who come up to us after shows and go, I wish I could do that. I'd love to try that.
And why not give it a go?
Give it a go.
Do you have to sing?
Yes. Okay.
You have to be able to sing?
This is what I like to tell people, because this really does tend to throw people. A lot of people will say, I can't sing, I can't dance, I can't do those things. There's room for everyone to give it a try. So it's a very supportive environment. It's an amazing group of people who put their time into this to actually, gather a group of people who want to be there. That's the most important thing for me, is in terms of community and coming together in a group that all share the same goal, which is to have a great time and put on a show. We are open to that. So don't let that put you off, all right? Essentially, yes, your audition, you're going to need to prepare a little bit of a song. You're going to have to learn a little bit of choreography. If you feel you're not the strongest singer, not the strongest dancer, it doesn't matter. Just, if you want to do it, just come and show us that you want to do it. And, we can work on that. We can go from there and give it a crack. It's really fun.
How many do you need?
Well,
to make the show, to actually have the people on stage. Then there's people behind the scenes as well.
Behind the scenes, yeah. So this will probably be. I've directed 2 shows prior to this one. This will probably be This is probably the biggest one that I'm going to attempt in terms of what I want to try and bring to the stage. So your cast can be anything from about 15 to 20 people, and then behind the scenes, we've got some great people who work. all on voluntary basis as
Did you
well.
say the cast themselves? The cast being those who appear on
who
stage.
appear on stage, yes.
We've got three main actors, and of course the protagonist, which
Yes,
is the boss. Or is he the antagonist?
Let's call him. I can't call him what I want to call him on the radio.
Oh, stop it. A little bit of male chauvinistic piggery is all right in this day and age. We're just acting it out. Some of us might be acting it out vicariously in the real life. Yes.
Just a touch of misogyny.
So, of course, what would it be with that? What would he be if he was an actual beta going, oh no, I want everyone to be happy? The movie wouldn't have been even what it is.
wouldn't have been made.
We need the evil villain.
Yes, you need the villain. So yeah, look, we do have three sort of lead females. There's quite a few supporting female roles as well. There's a couple of small male supporting roles, and of course our villain as well. So because it is a sort of a farce show, it's a bit over the top. It's a little silliness, and but there's this really beautiful undertone of that sort of bonding, female friendship, female empowerment, self-discovery in what you can do, what you're capable of doing, and that's really beautiful.
What's the age group you're looking for in the ladies? Because they were all roughly about the same age in the movie, give or take. They were middle-aged women, I think, from memory.
Yeah.
So is that going to be reflected in the kind of who you're going to be casting for the position of the three ladies?
It is always good to try and cast a character, but we don't necessarily box ourselves in that way. Again, we can do a little bit of theatre magic, a little bit of suspended disbelief, that you expect from an audience as well. So, look, we can have anybody basically from 17 years and up who can come and audition for us. There is also a teenage character in the show, or a younger son of one of the characters. So if there's any school kids who want to come out and
is there any singing for the boss?
Yes,
there is singing for the bad guy.
Are you thinking about it? You've got a good deep voice for it. I think you.
Listen, I'd just be playing it out in my real life as I normally would. No.
Okay, maybe I should poison your coffee while I'm here.
Well, I've got to keep the mystery going, I might turn up there and be completely different. I never know. I might just drop in and say, but hang on, is there much script?
Yes, yeah, look, so this is
there's musical singing, right? There's actual vocalising in the singing form, and then there is also a script too.
Yes, so there is a script. Right? It basically follows the movie quite closely, yeah. So you've got your script, and then in between your script you have your songs. As some people say with musicals, people in real life don't burst into song, but that's how you get a really good emotion across, is what a character is feeling at the time. And so there's some funny, silly songs that your boss does. There's a couple of fantasy sequences of when the women are thinking about what they wish they could do to their boss, and those are...
How do you portray that on stage?
Oh, you see, this is going to be...
Because, in the movie, they had the whole thing where you were actually able to cut to a scene, and then there was a little cloudy sort of thing, and they were fantasising about how they would torture him and all the rest of it. So how does that actually play out in the movie?
You're going to have to come and see the show.
Oh, come on.
Look, I've got some ideas that I really want to try and push myself this year, particularly, and our crew. I've got this incredible group of creative people, and because we've all worked in that space, and it's a very small space. Totem, only seats it's just less than 100 people.
Yeah.
And it's a tiny little 6-meter stage. But the things that we have done and brought to life, I'm blown away by every year.
Let me put a theory at you here you might want to employ, given we are talking about a movie that takes us back to the 80s, ostensibly is when it was, I remember, being put to the big screen. Now, the girls, when Sissy Spacek.
No, it was Lily Tomlin.
Lily Tomlin. I
Jane
kept
Fonda.
saying Sissy. Jane Fonda and Lily Tomlin, and of course the amazing Dolly Parton, where they were dreaming up these things. And I think one of the scenes was one of them riding the back of the boss, with spurs and.
I mean, that we can do.
Well, I was about to say, right. So if you had, for example, a video of the girls actually doing that in a video form and having played on a flat screen TV there, and to the screen we go where the girls are dreaming of this scene, and you've actually recorded it in a scene in real, in recorded time. A lot of fun you can have with this sort of stuff because it's actually a process coming together on the fly, as well as it's also got structure. Yeah. And your job as the director, ostensibly, is to bring it all together and make it work, right?
Yeah. So, and that's why it's really important to be surrounded by a good team of people, of creative people. So, sometimes I might go, I want to do this, and then you sometimes do need somebody go,
hang on, what about we do it this way.
maybe we can't do that, but let's try this. It's not it's always a building environment, it's kind of like, what can we achieve? How can we make what you see in your mind come to life? Let's try the best we can. Yeah.
So we start with auditions when?
So we're doing auditions on the 11th and 12th of July. It's a Saturday and Sunday. As I say, just jump on our socials. If you want to book, there'll be a couple of links, a bit more information there. So if you're interested, even if you have any questions, just drop us an email. Tell us what you're thinking. If you want some advice or anything like that, we're happy to provide that for you. Your audition slot is fairly short. It's about 15 minutes. You're basically going to do a bit of a song, bit of a dance. Our vocal director, our music director as well, is going to run through some singing with you. So they'll actually do some scales with you, try and figure out your range.
Yeah.
I'm pretty convinced everybody can sing. You just need to know where you can sing and where you're comfortable.
Sing, right, yeah.
So our music director will help you with that, and we'll have a chat with you. We'll run a couple of scenes, do some lines. It's really just a fun exercise. Even if you just want to come and give it a try and see what it's like, come and do that. Sign up.
And I might add, because I know for a fact that when Tartuffe was being auditioned, and that is also at the Totem, is that right?
Yes, Totem Theatre,
and by the way, the Totem just sits adjacent to Anzac Oval there on the riverbanks. It's an easy place to get to. You can actually drive up to there.
Little tin shed.
Little tin shed and park. And by the way, the auditions are only in front of 2 or more people. There's not you haven't got a huge crowd there. For those who have got the stage fright thing happening.
So it'll be myself. It'll be our music director. I have somebody assistant directing with me this year as well, and it's just us in a room. And you can, as I say,
come in, you do your audition, and then you leave, and then you'll be informed by email as to whether or not you're successful for the position or not. So we'll get this started ASAP, and then when does the actual, the rehearsals begin, and then ultimately the show? So we'll basically, once we've got our cast and everything put in place, we'll start our rehearsals from the 19th of July, and then we rehearse for the next 3 months. It's going to be about 3 nights a week. It is a big commitment for people to know, but we have, a short space of time to put on something really great. If anyone has seen our shows before, we really do some amazing things with Totem. So it's a short rehearsal period, but it's intensive, and you get through that. And then we actually start our shows in November. So we do each weekend in November. We perform Friday, Saturday nights. We do some matinees, which is your afternoon shows as well. And then basically our final show on the 28th of November. So we put all this work in these 3 months, then you perform for 1 month, and then off you go. We've talked about mainly in depth about the artists, or rather the actors, who are going to be up on stage. But do you need people from behind the scenes? And if so, what do you need? How many do you need? And how can they also become involved without having to be on stage, obviously?
Yes,
do you need someone to cut the oranges in the back of the rehearsal room there? Do you need someone to come along with the nose puffer to come along? Do you need a makeup artist? I'll be darling a makeup artist, sweetheart.
This is the thing. I mean, we are so much, because this is voluntary first and all,
course,
this is something that people do from the absolute love.
Do you need lighting people? Do you need people to do lighting?
So we basically have a team that we are, either doing, stage managing, production, behind the scenes. So we do have crew members who will help us on stage during shows to move things, to move props, to move sets.
Yes.
Something that we always do need from people, if anyone's willing to volunteer time, is that build up, which is building sets. If there's people who want to do a bit of carpentry, painting, any types of those things, if you want to volunteer some time to us.
Do you have a costume director there?
Costumes as well. So what we do is we try source a lot of costumes. We'll have a team as well who are in charge of design. So they'll basically be deciding, the look, the feel. But if there are seamstresses, if there are people who want to volunteer to do hair, makeup, mostly we do those things ourselves when we're in the back, so the cast will actually do them. But particularly with a show like this, which is so stylized, it's set in 1979 specifically. So that's, Dolly, big hair, big makeup. If people want to come and do that as, something that they want to try out, just get in touch with us as well. We're happy to have people come and join us and help make the vision come to life. So
9 to 5, how amazing! Yeah. It's a bit of it's a flashback to the past to bring in a bit of a new twist of the future, and it's going to be a lot of fun. And again, the best place to go to is the Facebook page. Is that right?
So we've got our Instagram and our Facebook page. So jump on our socials. As I say, our information is there. Contact us if you have any questions.
Totem
Theatre.
Totem Theatre.
Yep.
In Alice. Alice Springs.
And yes, just as I say, if you've been wanting to do it, just do it.
Yeah.
I did it,
Direct
it was years ago, and I had never sung in front of people before, and I'd never done that except at school when I was very young. And I just thought I've just got to do it. And it was terrifying.
Of course.
But now I'm part of this incredible family.
Yeah.
Who I just love, and
it's also
good fun.
great to embolden your social circles, and this helps you tentacleize, if you like, a little bit more networking. There's all sorts of great benefits that come from it. If it's something you've been thinking about doing for a while, well, why don't you do it and ask to speak to Erin? I imagine, Erin, you're pretty much the glue at the moment is putting this all together.
Yes, myself and my production manager Ben. So he'll also be in touch with everybody as we start gathering all our information that we need. But as I say, just reach out to us. We'll be able to answer your questions.
Was Ben involved with Tartuffe?
Yes, he was.
Yeah, so Ben was here last time. I think we had a chat.
He did production managing for Tartuffe as well. So,
all right. Well, it's been great to chat to you. I wish you all the very best again. Totem Theatre, 9 to 5, 19th of July is when you've got to start thinking about rehearsals.
But yeah, if you want to audition, get to us before the 11th.
Have you set a date yet for the show?
Yes, so we're opening on the 6th of November.
Wow. Okay.
So again, if you're interested
summer, off we go.
Yeah. All the big hair and makeup just melting off.
Off your face.
But yeah, keep your eye on our socials as well, because our tickets for shows sell out very quickly, guys. And it happens every year. We get disappointed people. So.
Let's have a chat in another few weeks' time.
Yes, that'd
probably
be great.
by end of July, and see where we're at in the grand scheme of things. And if you guys do need any more support in this in any way, shape, or form, we can give you on the radio station. You know, you got it right here in Breakfast on the Beach.
Fantastic.
Okay?
Thanks so much for having us.
Great. Yeah, absolutely. My pleasure. Erin, there at the Totem Theatre, 9 to 5. What a way to make a living on Breakfast on the Beach on 8HA.